So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. It's Action Auction Day 7, and you can see in front of your screen it's sea of orange because it's the Orange Army today. And none other than that's this team, champions already one season. I'll keep it aside the decking charges, but for the Sunrisers Hyderabad, they were champions in 2016, defeating RCB at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. I guess you guys remember that. But this team, as I've always said, even for the Delhi Capitals, even for sometimes Rajasthan Royals, this team also, on paper, they are good, but what they produce on the field is something a different story. Sometimes they are a freebie 2 points for some of the big teams, but they have to move on. They have new captain. Aiden Markram was the captain last season as well. Very vast experience in the international circuit as well. How they produce this time, 2024, they have a lot of money in their price tag. What will they do in the IPL auction is something I need to see. And you must witness, I'm not alone. I have two SRH fans as well who are ready, who are always ready and are ready once again with their jerseys of the Orange Army. One has also a little bit of Bharat Army jersey and the flag lying behind as well. You'll watch out for. First, I'll introduce Varun and then Krishna Gopal. Both of you, welcome to the show. Varun, how does it feel to be part of the action auction with Fifth Umpire for the first time?
I mean, it feels good. Back in action after a while. It's the IPL auctions. I think this is one of the major excitements of this IPL league. You know how the team's going to be formed, and you know what are the management going to do. Are you going to get mad? Are you going to get excited? There's going to be a lot of emotions pouring on right before the season starts. So glad to be here.
Absolutely. And Gopal, it's for first time as well for you. How does it feel to be part of this and representing SRH?
Yeah. I'm first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to the show, and looking forward to obviously, and very much excited.
Absolutely. Let's get the things rolling. Firstly, it's the squad first and foremost. I'll come to Varun first. Varun, a little bit of rumors I'm hearing about Mayank Agarwal. Can you be the Fabrizio Romano of cricket and shed it out?
Basically, SRH and LSG. I think this rumor came around at least you can say 2 or 3 weeks ago that they were going to trade Quinton de Kock or de Kock for Mayank Agarwal. Now to the party, KKR has come in. I don't know how, I don't know why. But I don't know whether to believe these rumors or not. But if they are true, Mayank's going to LSG and QDK is going to KKR. So I think we just have one more week for this trading window, right? So I think, yeah, let's just wait and see. I mean, us as fans, we don't really know what's going to happen between the managements and all. Um, but from what I can say, this is almost like 60% done. I think the only teams need to just sign the papers and get it done.
Okay, but you said that Mayank is going to LSG, which means you're not getting any player from LSG?
No, we're going to get 8.5 crores.
Okay, you're getting just a cash deed, just like it has happened in the past. Gopal, coming to you. So, if what if you imagine Mayank goes and your opening top order relies on a lot of Aiden Markram, Abhishek Sharma, and Rahul Tripathi? Are you satisfied with the top three, or you want to go a little bit on the auction and get some more players?
Yeah, obviously, and the it will be helpful that if we get a 8.5 crore cash something, then our budget will be strengthened. Okay, like something 44 or something. So with that budget, we can buy some good opener. Like we all know that my common pick is that Ravindra and Travis Head. We all know, but it will be helpful. And on the other hand, if we couldn't manage to get this two overseas, what I mentioned, then obviously Anmolpreet Singh, whatever we have in the opening, or Anmolpreet Singh slash Mayank Agarwal, if that trade doesn't happen, for example, if that trade happen, then no problem, because I am also satisfied with Anmolpreet Singh and Abhishek, because this year Anmolpreet Singh showed some spark, and he also scored very. He was very valuable for our team, obviously. So that's why I'm saying that Anmolpreet Singh is also a good option.
Okay, and Rahul Tripathi has been used as a number three position a lot by SRH. Do you stick with that, Varun, or do you want him back at number two in the opening slot, giving Aiden Markram the number three spot?
Rahul Tripathi, I see personally, I won't put him in opening because one thing is he's very weak against swing first on. I think we've seen that last season as well. He fell really early. He gave away his wicket to the bowlers who really do swing the ball. He is good against the spinners, but sometimes your strength does become your weakness, and that's what we seen last year for Rahul Tripathi. So for me personally, I would keep him at three if I was the management, but as a fan, I would like to see him at five
Okay.
because there you won't have much swing, and then you won't have much spin to even tackle. So he comes at the finishing overs, like you can say 14th to 20th, and he can play the role with class in. So I want to see him at five and class in at four.
So you're saying Klassen at four,
Tripathi at five.
Rahul Tripathi at five. Then do you see any role? If you have to give, if you have been given a choice to play between Glenn Phillips and Abdul Samad, who would be your choice?
It all depends on how the auction is gonna go. I'm hearing that we might just get Travis Head because Gaurav Sundaraman, our analyst, and Daniel Vettori, when they were with RCB, they had some good connections with Travis Head, so that's why they bought him for RCB. Now it's the same thing again. We have Daniel Vettori and Gaurav Sundaraman, so we might just go for Travis Head yet again. If that does happen, we won't see Glenn Phillips and we will see maybe Abdul Samad. But
Okay.
we also have Shahbaz Ahmed and Washington Sundar. So maybe Abdul Samad might just sit on the bench yet again because of the Shahbaz Ahmed inclusion. But see, if Travis Head doesn't come in and we open with Anmol Preet Singh or Mayank Agarwal, then you can go with Glenn Phillips.
Okay, I was about to come to the trade window, and Gopal, coming to you. You have taken Shahbaz Ahmed, and you have released one more player with that. How do you see look into that deal?
Yeah, obviously it's a good deal, a good trade, I will say. Obviously, because we all know that Shahbaz Ahmed is been playing for RCB for the last 2 years, and obviously he has now experience, we can say. But on the other hand, we traded Mayank Dagar, so I think that Mayank Dagar was not properly utilized. So we were using the our bench trade, like how Samarth West, for example, I'm giving. So this the players are released, and so that's why I'm thinking that it's a good trade because last year this year only I guess Duggar played 2 to 3 matches, so that's why I'm thinking that it's he's not being properly utilized. So taking Shahbaz Ahmed is a good, obviously, because at 7 he will obviously contribute with a bat, and he will also give you 4 overs, plus he's a wicket taking bowler, I mean to say partnership breaker also. So obviously a fantastic trade, I will say.
Okay, that's a fair point as well. You're saying Shabazz inclusion is a plus point for you guys. I'll come to Varun. One final question. Two players I want to have you. I've said this before as well. I've asked this before as well. Marco Janssen, since the time he has played against India at the Eden Gardens, he looked absolutely a different player off his line, off his length. And even I would want to bring what does Umran Malik now bring, what he has to do in the IPL section to get a knock into the Indian circuit.
First of all, Umran Malik, he's injured, so he can't really prove himself in the domestic circuit right now. It's going to take him around another 2 more months. Maybe you can see him in action, at least in the nets. I don't think Umran Malik really has that capability just yet because he still needs to adjust his line and length very right. See, his speed is a weapon. He needs to use it very carefully. Because it can demolish any batting lineup with that kind of speed. He bowls 150 plus, right? He just needs to improve on that line and length. If you see Lockie Ferguson or at least Pat Cummins, they reach a 145, 150 mark almost every game. And they do have that line and length. If Umran Malik can improve on that, he can see him being economical. And on the other side, at least take 2 or 3 wickets every game. Because of that speed, he does get that extra wicket, you can say. Umran Malik, I think his injury, if that recovers very quickly, maybe you can see him play for the Sunrisers. If he performs, then you can see him in the Indian side because we don't have that kind of pace capability in the Indian circuit at all, right? And Umran Malik is one name that India is always going to be looking at, especially when the T20 World Cup is coming up right here in the US,
Yeah.
right? So maybe they just might be looking at that name. Marco Jansen, I think he's mostly a hit and miss player at the moment because he does well at the power play, but when he goes into the middle and death overs, he's not really doing well. And even in the World Cup, as we've seen, he's doing good in the first 5 overs of his bowling. The power play, you can see in the first 10 overs. But once he gets to the death overs, he's conceding a lot of runs. Right, he's just giving the game away to the other team when they're bowling second. So Marco Jansen, he does need to improve on that. I think if you do, we do have a formidable bowling attack. It's just that maybe we do need a few more backups for Bhuvneshwar Kumar, right? Because he is injury prone, and we don't really have many replacements for him. Because we thought of Karthik Tyagi maybe being like a backup or replacement for Bhuvneshwar Kumar if he is out of the circuit. So now we do have to search for him.
Yeah, you have released Karthik Tyagi. I would love to come to that in the next slide. But one final question, Krishna, for you. Washington Sundar is there. You have a right arm off spinner, Shahbaz Ahmed. You have added in left arm off spinner, but you just have one wrist spinner of Mayank Markande. Would you go into the auction table for any more spinners? Or are you satisfied with all three departments?
I think that we should buy one overseas, obviously leg spinner, because I think that there's a rumor. I think that Vanindu Hasaranga is coming to SRH. So I think that hope so it will be true. I feel, because, and if Hasaranga comes by chance, so I think that there's no place for sorry, there's no place for Washington Sundar, because at 7 you are playing Jansen, at 8 you have to play Shahbaz Ahmed, so at 9 you have to play Markande. So no place for this Washington Sundar. So I think that if Washington this Hasaranga trade is my sorry one if you buy Hasaranga in the auction, then I think that no place for Washington Sundar.
See,
Okay.
Hasaranga hasn't recovered fully yet as well, so it also depends on his availability. I think depending on that, teams will go after him.
If
Yeah.
Hasaranga, or if Hasaranga no, if not Hasaranga, then also some one good spinner I will say recommend, it's Rehan Ahmed, because Rehan Ahmed is performing this year very brilliantly and his form is very good. So I think
Yeah,
Rehan Ahmed
absolutely.
is also,
Good point, but he doesn't have the experience, is what
yeah.
something SRH would want to see. And Rohan says Hasaranga is a very good pick for SRH, and even Shankar sir says Markande is doing well in the domestic circuit. So these two are very valid points. We'll move on. This squad looks good. Into the release players. First choice, first pick. I will definitely have the big money budget of Harry Brook. How was his 2023 season as per you, Varun? And was it an obvious choice to release him?
He only had one golden game that was against KKR, a century. Other than that, I think he just scored a measly 90 runs in the other, you can see maybe 8 or 9 games, which is not acceptable for like a 13 crore player, right? I think the price point was too high for him. He's a good player. He's a talent that to look out for in the auctions or in a cricket league. But as I said, the price point was too high, and that was the reason we left him. Because if we would have gotten him at 7 crores, maybe you wouldn't have seen him being released. But Rajasthan Royals, they wanted to waste our budget, so they
Yeah.
went until like 13.25 crores, and that's the only reason we left him into the auction. Otherwise, we realize he's a generational talent. Otherwise, why would we put 13.25 crores? We would have just left him for Rajasthan Royals and then waste their budget, because they only had 13 crores in the purse. But we went for him. We wasted our purse for him. So we did see something in him. So maybe they might be looking to buy him back for a cheaper price, is my thoughts. Um, yeah, let's just see what's gonna happen, because he is a player that's very dangerous. He shouldn't be left out alone.
Okay, and I want you to add on the point of releasing Karthik Tyagi. You just spoke about Karthik
Yeah.
Tyagi could be a backup of Bhuvneshwar Kumar. What went wrong, or what was the thought process behind him?
Tagi has been with us for, I think, yeah, 2022, 2023, 2 years. The problem here is he's been facing too many injuries, and he hasn't been getting consistent chances because of those injuries. And whenever he does come in to play the games, he always goes expensive, and he's not been able to take those wickets. Right? He's been performing well in the domestic, and that's the only reason why we retain him in 2023. But when he came back to the camp, he was injured, and when he got the chances, he still went for runs. So I think that was the issue here. Out of like 28 games that we played in the last 2 seasons, he just played, I think, 3 or 4, and the rest
Yeah.
he was all injured. So I think injuries are the main concern for Tyagi. That's the only reason we released him.
Okay, fair point with that. And I'll come to Gopal now. The two overseas players that have been released out here. Akil Hussain, I could understand you've got a like to like or potentially a better replacement of Shahbaz Ahmed. But you said about a leg spinner, an overseas leg spinner, you've released somebody a vast experience of Adil Rashid. Are you looking somebody better than him in terms of the T20 circuit, or what was the thought process? You just wanted a T20 overseas leg spinner, right?
Yeah, Adil Rashid is actually a T20 specialist, I will say, because also he has also a lot of experience. So obviously in this season we saw that Adil Rashid was not utilized properly. I think he played the first match and then he was dropped. He was dropped. So I think that I expected that Adil we will retain Adil Rashid, but really surprised that Adil Rashid is being released because he will give you lots of experience. Also the good positive point is that in the World Cup we saw that he was also performing with the bat also.
Yeah.
He's giving you 10 to 20 runs also, so valuable with the bat and ball. So that's why I'm saying that if we get Adil Rashid back in the cheaper price, obviously, then it's a good,
I
I will
think
say.
his
Okay.
base price is still 2 crores. It's
Yeah.
nothing cheaper. It's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, and even not just him, even Kedar Jadhav, I found that very funny to keep himself as a base price at 2 crores. Nobody's going to buy you in that price. If Rachin
Yeah.
Ravindra can keep himself at 50 lakhs, why
Yeah,
can't you
exactly.
put yourself at 50, 60
Right.
lakhs? You maybe could have been bought by some team in that budget. But we'll move on. We'll move on to the squad depth, the budget where everything looks into 34 crores. My God, I think you have the highest budget out here. 19 players retained, so you have the minimum squad limit already done. So 6 players released, which is understandable. 6 slots to fill with 3 overseas. I just need to know what's your thought process in going into the auction, Varun. You can definitely look into minimum of 2 big players.
Yeah. So what's good about the retention is even though we had a very horrible season, last place season, we still managed to just release 6 players. So that means the management is really trusting these players to give a performance next season onwards, right? So that's a good thing from the management because last time around we released 13 players. This time we released 6, which
Yeah.
is a good thing. They're trusting the players, which gives the players first of all a positive mindset before going into the IPL and playing for this side. So that's a good thing done by the management. And with the budget we have the absolute luxury to go for anyone we really want, to be fair. And we have 3 overseas, 34 crores. I think we can put at least 2 players who we can go for big budgets, because I think most of the Indian players that we're going to buy, they're going to be domestic players. They're not going to be capped. Like Shah Rukh Khan, like he's uncapped as well, so maybe him, because we are looking for the finisher, right? But for the talking about the overseas, the 34 crores is mainly going to the overseas section.
Okay, you're saying mainly going to the overseas section. Even Shankar sir asked you, is Shah Rukh Khan on the verge of SRH? We'll come to that later as we go into the picks. But here's an interesting one. Shankar sir says Vijay Kant Vishkant. I think he's from Sri Lanka, is what I just researched. He's a leg spinner playing for Jaffna Kings, and he says that Hemang Badani is the support staff and coaches Vijay Kant in Lucknow Premier League as well. So he might bring
Not
him there.
him, but last year, a guy named Chintal Gandhi, a spinner,
Okay.
a leg spinner, he came to the SRH trials right before the auctions and he did pretty well. The only thing is that we bought Markande instead of
Yeah.
Chintal Gandhi. So maybe this time around, they'll maybe look at the name of Chintal Gandhi in the auction, because he's a very good spinner actually. And he's done very well in the nets, as I said. So maybe they might be inclined to go after him this time around. Let's just see.
Okay, could be a potential. Gopal, any agrees or disagrees with the slot that Varun said to go big on few of the players with the budget of 34 crores? And if you add on to Mayank Agarwal as well, that will be more than 40.
Yeah. I agree with Varun. Yeah, obviously, and yeah, that obviously we will hope so that we will get some good players like overseas. Our target is overseas of obviously openers also, because we can't obviously trust repeatedly on this Mayank Agarwal and Anmolpreet Singh, because this year we what to do, because as Mayank Agarwal was experienced, so we were giving him chance. But whenever Mayank Agarwal was being dropped, Anmolpreet Singh is performing. So hope so that we will get some brilliant opener better than Anmolpreet Singh and Mayank Agarwal, so that we don't have to rely on Mayank slash Anmolpreet Singh.
Yeah, you have Mayank's experience, but you need that kind of a
Yeah.
player who can set the stage on fire by utilizing the power play is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we'll agreed with that. We'll move on to the overseas slot. That's where you guys were discussing just now. The retained one, Markram, Phillips, Klassen, Jansen, and Fazalak Faruqi. I just want to know the reason behind retaining Fazalak Faruqi, Varun, and also looking into the 5 players you have retained. Can you tell me any nailed playing 11 starter amongst these 5 players?
Yeah, so the reason we retained, I think, Fazalak Farooq is because you won't really find a player like him in the circle, like a left-hander swinging the ball. I think that's the only reason we bought Jansen as well. We're looking for that left-hander, basically. And also Fazalak Farooqi, he's the only bowler, to be very honest, other than Bowie, who can actually bowl at the death. So maybe
Okay.
that's another reason we got him, because Jansen, as I said before, he has this reputation of really ruining games at the death. Especially, whenever I think of Jansen, I think of the Gujarat Titans game where Rashid Khan and Tewatia literally smacked him all over the park in the last over. So maybe
Yeah.
that's the reason why we retained Fazalak Farooqi. And the starters are obviously going to be Adam Markham as the captain. He should be
Yeah.
there, and Heinrich Klaassen. Those are the only two fixed players. Jansen, Farouk, and Glenn Phillips, we don't know yet. It all depends on who are going to buy in the auctions. Because what I'm hearing right now is Mitchell Stark has been contacted by the Sunrisers franchise about his availability, and we're going to go after him. We're going to go after him big. So we can expect a few bids coming from Kavya Maran this time. So if that's the case, you won't see Jansen or Faruqi maybe. Or if you get Travis Head, you won't see Glenn Phillips.
Okay. But coming to Gopal, anything you want to add about these overseas runs?
Yeah, obviously, Fazalak Faruqi, yeah, I mean to say three overseas which targeted players you are saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that obviously, as I think that some South African connection also Delstein is our bowling coach. So I think that Varun might get Gerald Coetzee, I will say. So that's to strengthen our
Varun has a big
bowling.
smile on his face when you said Gerard Coetzee. So
No, it's
Yeah.
not that. I'm laughing about the Dale Steyn quota, South African quota.
But yeah, so obviously because as Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is aging, so I think that he should support in the overs also, because Natarajan is being really not in his prime, obviously, because he's also leaking runs. So and also as injury prone, I will say. And Umran Malik, we all know that he's a run machine, I will say. That's one. But that's why I'm saying that the performance how Gerald Coetzee shown this World Cup, so really impressed with that. So Gerald Coetzee, I'm expecting, and
okay.
and with another overseas, I will say that we need to buy some, because our middle order is sorted. See, because we have Markram Klasin, so we no need to buy some middle order. We have to invest on overseas player who can like with Abhishek. So I think that one overseas over batsman
Opener.
opener, I will say, and bowler, I will say, and another overseas, let's see, depending upon as a backup of Phillips or Klasin, I will say.
Okay, so you're basically relying on going for an overseas opener and an overseas fast bowler is what
Yeah,
I can
we have to
understand.
spend on this
Yeah,
majorly.
and you have, as I said before, you have enough money to spend on two
Yeah.
couple of big players. And you have said about South Africans, why not go? You have a South African management, but why not going for an Australian, the likes of Pat Cummings, Josh Hazelwood? Is something I will come to you later on. And here comes the picks. This is my favorite one, as I've done over the past in the podcast. I would want Krishna to look into Varun's picks, and I would want Varun to look into Krishna's picks. Only one common is the Harshal Patel. I'll not begin with him. I'll start with Varun. The reason of Travis Head, you have said before. Rohan says that Travis Head as an opener. What's your thought process behind that?
See, Travis Head as an opener is someone I wanted. Anyways, I think since the time of the World Cup started, since he's come in, I think he's always been the pick for me. He's always looked like a great aggressive opener, and I think that's what we've been missing for the last 2 years. So Travis Head really feels that, and the only thing he needs to do is he needs to stay for a longer period of time batting in the T20 sector, because he takes use of the power play, but when the power play is done, he gets out immediately. So he needs to get rid of that habit and start playing at least till the 10th or 11th over. And talking about Krishna Gopal's picks, yeah, they look fine. Hasaranga, if he's not injured, he's going to be a good pick, I think, because in 2022, the Sunrisers franchise, they have went till almost, I think, 10 crores for Hasaranga. We were just one bid away from getting him, but RCB got him at the end. Same with Harshal Patel as well. Shah Rukh Khan, yeah, we need that finisher. And if we do get, as he said, the overseas fast bowler and overseas opener, you won't have a slot for the overseas finisher. So
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan is right there for an Indian finisher. Gerald Coetzee, yeah, the South African quota, he fits in right away. Or else if Dale Steyn, he looks at the South African batsman in the middle order, he can go for Riley Russo, but I don't think he's going to be the main target here. It's going to be the bowlers. The bowlers are the main targets from the South African quota. Gerald Coetzee fits in. Ben Duckett, he is
This
not a
one, this one, Ben Duckett has been a last moment change for Gopal. He had Rachin
uh,
Ravindra, then he changed it to Ben Duckett. You can go on, and I will hear the reason why from him.
Ben Duckett, I think he's not a known name in India a lot, I can say. But Ben Duckett, he's a very underrated name. He's a left-hander, first of all, just like Travis said, and he makes use of the power play very well. You know, he
Yeah.
has a whole range of shots. He's very impressive, but the only thing is he's not been tested on Indian pitches. If Travis said goes about 10 crores, maybe we might just stop right there. But if Ben Duckett goes for base price, then we actually might buy him because maybe he might be on SRH's radar. At least Ben Duckett is on my radar as well. So I agree with Krishna Gopal. He is on my radar. He's just not in this list. So maybe Ben
Okay.
Duckett he can be an option, of course.
So if you think under the likes of 4 crores, if Ben
Yeah.
Duckett is being sold, then is that a steal or is that a good buy?
I won't say it's a steal because we haven't seen much of him in India, but I'll say it's a good buy.
Okay, you say goodbye. You can also explain yours, Chetan Sakaria, Ravi Teja. I want to hear about that once again back into the Deccan Chargers or slash SRH circuit, and also Mustafizur Rahman reasons behind. You already have Fazlullah Farooqi. Why Fizz?
Fizz is because I think you also need a replacement for Fazlak Farooqi because I think Mustafizur Rahman already has that name in the IPL sector and he's already played for the Sunrisers franchise. So we know who he is. And Mustafizur Rahman, he already has the experience more than Fazlak Farooqi on these Indian pitches. So for Mustafizur Rahman was that pick. And this was not the Ravi Teja I was actually talking about. There's a new Ravi Teja actually. He's a more
Okay,
younger
Local
player.
guy.
Yeah,
okay,
he's a younger player. So Ravi Teja, he's a good all-rounder, especially he's just like you can say like a Shahbaz Ahmed. So he's like a backup replacement for Shahbaz Ahmed. Chetan Sakaria, another death bowler for us. The only reason I picked Mustafizur and Sakaria is because we always had a death bowling problem from the last 2 years. So if we do get that overseas bowlers, it might be Mustafizur, it might be Stark, but if we don't, and if we do get an overseas opener, Sakaria is our only option for the death bowling slot. Harshal Patel, I think it's the same reason as Krishna Gopal's anyway, and Travis said it's the same reason as Duckett. You need that aggressive opener.
so what if you have been given a choice? What if you go for Sakaria and you buy him? Would you also go for Fizz then, or you would leave him?
I would leave Fizz in that case. So it's
Yeah,
either
because we have lot of left-hander like Fazalak Farooqi is there, Jansen is there,
yeah,
and if we are getting Sakaria also, then no need to buy Mustafizur.
exactly.
Exactly, agreed with that. Krishna, now it's time for you to give your explanation on both the all the 10 players.
Yeah, obviously Harshal Patel. I will say that because Harshal Patel is a has a lot of experience also. First is that, second is that he has a variation. Okay, like this cutters also. He's accurate and precise also, and also with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar who can support at the death is that's why I picked Harshal Patel because he's also good in death overs. So that's why I picked him. Second is that Gerald Coetzee, as I already mentioned, that his performance in this World Cup is really good, and also is in this last year SA20 also in the 20 overs format. He was very impressive. That's why.
Yeah,
Wanindu Hasaranga, obviously, everyone knows that a world class spinner, but the disappointing thing is that he's currently injured. So I think that let's see, let's hope for the best how he recovers, and if he recovers, that's a good news for us because after Rashid Khan, only we have to rely this. We are getting Wanindu Hasaranga, who is well recommended, well renowned player, and Shah Rukh Khan, yeah, Shah Rukh Khan, coming to Ben Duckett, yeah, Ben Duckett, I am big one aggressive batsman who can support Abhishek Sharma because if we are utilizing the because he's a player like Abhishek Sharma who can utilize the power play, so he can give you lot of I mean to say 6 over 60 70 runs, so that's why. And also in the but he don't have experience in this IPL. He's coming first,
yeah,
but the positive thing is that he's playing all over the world. Like last year, he was playing in Abu Dhabi T10. He was playing Big Bash, yeah, as you were saying that, seeing that Brisbane Heat color. He's playing all over the world, so he has experience, I will say. And so that's why. And also in the test format also, yeah, I'm not mixing test with T20, but you can see the approach similarly intent, like in T20, like in test, he's playing like baseball. He's That's why I'm saying that we need some this type of player who can utilize the power play. So the and his technique is really good. I'm really impressed with that. And coming to Shahrukh Khan, I will say that Shahrukh Khan, yeah, Shahrukh Khan is a perfect number 6 player, because we can't obviously rely on Abdul Samad every time. And Shah Rukh Khan, because also the positive thing is that in this Vijay Hazare Trophy, sorry, in the Tamil Nadu League, I will say Tamil Nadu League, he was the highest wicket taker. Surprisingly, I
Yeah.
was really surprised. So we can obviously groom him as an all rounder. And his strike rate is really impressive. Like this year, 165 strike rate also. So
Yeah.
we need this type of player who can really finish the match for us. Coming to Varun speak, yeah, Harshal Patel leaving aside, I will say I didn't pick Travis Head because see everyone I know that Travis Head, everyone's target is there. But the problem is that with Travis Head is that his conversion rate is not so good. He can't convert. See, he can give you good start, but then he give you wickets. Okay, silly wickets. And look at his overall scores. You can see the pattern also. But I will say that in chase, Travis Head will perform. Like in the World Cup, we saw that in chase against India, Travis Head performed. But when batting first, as I said, that he's not always good. So that's why I didn't pick Travis Head. Chetan Sakaria, I will say, yeah, I will agree with Varun. Chetan Sakaria, because Chetan Sakaria is a perfect death over specialist, and also he can come with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar in the power play also, because he has a good advantage that he can bowl in power play as well as in death. Ravi
Yeah.
Teja, I don't know about Ravi Teja. Heard about him. Is I think Hyderabadi local guy.
Yeah.
He's an all rounder, I think.
Yeah.
That's why it's a good pick from Varun. And Mustafizur, I disagree with it. This because Mustafizur is not like prime Mustafizur Rahman.
That
Like
is
this year,
absolutely true.
this year also in the Bangladesh circuit, you can see that. Sorry, for in the World Cup for Bangladesh, you can see that the Shoriful Islam was performing, whereas Mustafizur can't perform. So
Yeah.
that's why I disagree with that. So I think that let's see, either of Chetan Sakari or Mustafizur, anyone comes good.
Yeah, you just summed up all the 10 players in one go. Absolutely, kudos to you. But I just one more thing. You just said about the demand of Travis said. I just ask in one shot, Chris, about to Varun. You have enough budget out there. Travis Head can play in the middle order. Travis Head can play at the top. Similarly, Rachin Ravindra can do the same. He can offer you with the ball as well. You will not go for any one of them, is what Gopal says. What's yours? None of them you will try for?
See, as I already said before, it's the Gaurav Sundaraman and Daniel Vettori connection. I feel which is gonna who's gonna go after Travis Head, and also Daniel Vettori. He's been part of the Australian camp since almost like what 1 or 2 years, and he's seen Travis Head how he does. So he knows his strengths and weaknesses. So I think that's a thing that he can also capitalize on with Travis Head. So maybe that also might be a reason why they might just go after Travis Head. So my personal opinion is they will buy Travis Head.
Okay, so you're going for Travis Head with bold predictions. Absolutely agreed with that. We'll move on. As I said before, 30-second questions, quick fire questions for the both of you. Here's the first question and only one for Gopal. So, Gopal, is your question: how important is the 2024 season for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar to get a knock for a possible place in case there is an outside chance into the T20 World Cup squad? Here is your chance. Your time starts now.
Y- Yeah, obviously it's a really important for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar also to come back in this Indian circuit, obviously for the World Cup. And yeah, I have a really huge expectation on Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, as he has a lot of experience. Yeah, also he's aging, but let's see. But his experience will also matter. So I expect that this 2024 will be his really impressive season, and obviously he can come back to the Indian teams.
Okay, so you said in the very 29 seconds. Kudos to you that. Varun, in short span, can you agree or disagree with what Krishna said?
I see. I don't think he's gonna be making it into the World Cup team. I think this time around India's gonna be going in with a very very young side. Yashish Jaiswal, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Avesh Khan, so very young names. Ravi Bishnoi, right? So I think Bhuvaneshwar is out of contention, and we're also hearing that Virat Kohli is not gonna be in contention for the number three spot. If Virat Kohli is not in contention, I think Bhu is out of the books for now.
Okay, so yes, absolutely, and agreed because now we have so many bowlers. We have Arshdeep, we have Mukesh Kumar who has
Yeah,
done
Mukesh Kumar.
remarkably well. So I think this Bhuvi spot is in bother. And now is Varun's question. SRH on paper are always a good side. Do you rely more on the overseas players or do you rely more on the Indian players? Here's a question. Your time starts now.
I think since the time that we've always that we come into the league, we've always been really dependent on the overseas players, like David Warner, Rashid Khan, Johnny Bairstow, Kane Williamson, right? So more dominantly, SRH is a more focused side on the overseas section. Yeah, so I think that's the only reason why the Sunrisers haven't been really doing great in the season. So we've been depending too much on them. So hopefully the Indian core can really perform this time around.
Okay, you also finished on time. Gopal, agree, disagree with what Varun said?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, 100% agree, says Gopal as well. So you guys, both of you expect the Indian players to perform and step up to the expectations. Going on to the final slide, this is the predicted playing 11. This is my predicted playing 11. I'm absolutely open to your opinions as well. Abhishek Sharma, Mayank Agarwal make my openers. Rahul Tripathi, I stick to at number 3. Makram Klassen, Abdul Samad, as of now, as you said, Shah Rukh Khan, ideal position for that. Washington Sundar is there in my 7. Marco Jansen, Bhuvi, and Fazakal Faruqi. So I do not have a number 10 because I know you have Natarajan, you have Umran Malik, and you left Kartik Tyagi. So firstly, I'll come to Varun. What's your thought process looking into the team? Any changes, chopping and changes? You're absolutely open for that.
Right. So personally, before the auction, let's just see how the team's looking like. So instead of Mayank Agarwal, I'd like to put in Anmol Preet Singh,
Okay.
and for Abdul Samad, I'd like to put in Shahbaz Ahmad,
Okay.
and in that open slot, I like to put in Umran Malik. Right. So I think that's the post auction team. And after the auction, maybe this is my expectations is gonna be like Abhishek Sharma and then Travis said instead of Mayank Agarwal, and then Aiden Markram at 3, Klassen at 4, and Rahul Tripathi at
Rahul
5.
Tripathi.
Rahul Tripathi at 5. What was my number 6? Damn it, I
Shah
forgot.
Rukh Khan, probably.
I don't know. It was someone. Yeah, probably Shah Rukh Khan. And then it was number 7. It was Shahbaz Ahmed. Number 8. It was Washington. And then Marco Jansen, Bhuvaneshwar, and then Chetan Sakaria. And then as an impact player, I'm gonna get in Mayank Markande. So what I just said was a batting first team, and Mayank Markande comes in as an impact player, one with bowling.
Okay. Okay, fair point with that. You want badly Rahul Tripathi at 5. You've said from the beginning of the
Yeah.
show. Gopal, what's your thought process with this?
Yeah, obviously, Rahul Tripathi is. I think that Rahul Tripathi is good in only number 3 position only. Yeah, his this year was his off season, but really hope that he perform 2024 will be his game changing year. Okay, so I will say that. So coming to playing 11, I will say that Anmol Preet Singh slash Mayank Agarwal with Abhishek Sharma at 3, Rahul at 4, Markram at 5, Klasin 6, as I said, Shah Rukh Khan at 7, not Washington Sundar, I will say. I will prefer Shahbaz Ahmed at number 7. At number 8, Marco Jansen. At number 9, Markande. At 10, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. And at 11, T. Natarajan slash Harshal Patel. If we get Harshal Patel slash Umran Malik.
So if you get Harshad Patel, that's a huge batting lineup. You have till
Yeah.
number
Yeah.
9, you have a batting
Oh
lineup.
yeah, I
That's a very
forgot. Yeah, Harshal Patel was in place of Sakaria. Right.
okay. No worries with that. Yeah, that brings even
Yeah.
Harshad Patel is an experienced guy in the
Yeah.
IPL sector as well. Vast, you guys have, and that's what I said in the beginning of the show as well. You guys have the purse, and you can definitely go for few of the players, and strategically you can go big and. Do a bonus for you guys as decreasing the purse for the opponent side as well. So those things you can definitely do. It's time for the end of the show. It was a wonderful one. I want to hear a little bit from you guys as well. How was it? Firstly, I'll come to Varun. How was it part of being this one, and how did the last 40 minutes go for you?
See, personally, I love to analyze the game and I love to talk about this side. So especially, talking with my friends, talking with my buddies here about this beautiful sport and this team, right? It's always going to be a very, very good time. And I know I never felt like felt like 40 minutes. It went by very quickly, to be very honest.
Yeah,
So that's how much
absolutely.
I actually enjoyed it. So yeah, I loved it. Thank you, man. Thank you.
And Krishna, over to you.
Yeah, it was an amazing session, man, and really had a good discussion. My first time in this show, so really enjoyed it and was a lovely experience to be part of show. Thank you.
Absolutely, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last time as well. We will
Yeah,
definitely catch up with two SRH fans post the auction as well. We will have a lot of discussions. Thank you so much to both of you to be part of this one. Loved it, as Varun said. It did not look like 40 minutes have passed. We were just enjoying it. Thank you to all of you guys who have been there, active in the comment section as well. Your opinions matter a lot to us, and that's the end of this one. Tomorrow it's the India versus South Africa first T20, so no live tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, it is none other than Royal Challengers Bangalore. So two special guests, we have that as well. Auction Action Day 8. Tune in at 9 p.m. day after tomorrow. We'll definitely let you know as well. Thank you so much, everybody, and good night.
Good night,
thank
guys.
you.
War on Jami.
Good night. Go Orange Army.